guys. I already see Tony drooling in the corner, man, for all of the new, fresh ex-WWE talent that may soon be taking over AEW television. It was a Black Friday, as is the case following WrestleMania every single year, folks. Since the beginning of time, there has been releases from the company. And since the beginning of time, fake outrage online that makes me want to laugh. I gotta give out some harsh realities and some harsh truths tonight, folks. I can't wait for SmackDown to go back to 2 hours, man. I can't take this shit anymore. I can't take it anymore. This show is absolutely unnecessarily long for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my cold beverage. It was 80 degrees in New York City tonight. I don't know what you guys are drinking, but when I get there and walk through those doors, I want you to know two things. Actually, one thing. Creative input is creative control. And number two, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown Post Show for Friday, May 2nd, 2024. 25. Where the fuck am I, man? I wish I could go back to last year. 2025. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Friday evening wherever you may be. What a night. What a night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness, man. I don't even know where to begin, man. Social media is something else. It really is, man. It was a feeling that a lot of people got. A feeling a lot of people got. And I just had a feeling myself that things were just going to... And my camera's all fucked up. Hold on one second. I'm trying to do this thing. Hold on one second. My camera got messed up. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on one second. It was something that I just had a feeling was going to happen tonight. And lo and behold, it did happen. WWE released several talents. We're going to go over all of them tonight. Several talents, another Black Friday, and this should not be of any surprise to anybody. No matter who you are, it should not be a surprise to anybody, anywhere. This type of thing happens. This thing was expected to happen, and it happened. Any week after WrestleMania, you can expect releases. You can expect people being let go, budget cuts, WWE getting ready for their next fiscal year. Profits over everything. That's it. It's what matters most to these people. I hate being on social media. I do. There are a lot of fakes, a lot of bullshit artists, a lot of disingenuous people on social media. All I heard for hours tonight during SmackDown, all I heard was, I don't believe they released so-and-so. I don't believe they released so-and-so tag team, dismantling their women's tag team division. I don't believe so-and-so is on the roster, but they let so-and-so go. So-and-so didn't get a chance. Triple H this, Triple H that. How could they do this to HBK? So many different excuses. So many different people crying about a bunch of different shit online. It's genuinely embarrassing that I have to see all of this happening and all of this being said, and there's not one fucking person that has a fucking clue as to what's going on. The fake outrage is the most infuriating and frustrating thing that they could possibly do in a time like this. WWE let talent go because WWE is constantly bringing talent in. And this will not be the end. This will not be the end of it. This will not be the last time WWE releases people. This will not be the last time that social media has a fucking outrage. I get it. The more people WWE bring in, the more people WWE will let go. WWE has an entire performance center that they are cultivating into potentially the future of the company. Some of which might be ready to go now. And they don't have spots for them on TV. WWE has set aside an entire fucking reality show. A lot of which will end up probably in the performance center. WWE has extended this reality show to a season 2 that will have another 20 or so potential talents trying to make it into WWE. The machine never stops. It never stops. While you're sleeping, it's still going. If you don't adapt, you die. Those are the words of Triple H. If you do not adapt, you get left behind. How many of these talents today fall into that category? How many of the talents that were let go today did not adapt? I would say a good majority of them. A good majority of the talents today released did not adapt. They did not get better. They did not advance themselves. They could have done everything to try and get better, and they still probably would have been released. It was going to happen regardless. There are some weird fucking people online, man. There are some weird fucking people online. A lot of these people have taken the news tonight. I started seeing it come in around 6:30, 7 o'clock. A lot of people took the news tonight for hours as if they were personally affected, that their lives have been ruined, that their day-to-day activities need to cease to exist because Oro Mensah got released, that Jakara Jackson got released, that Javier Bernal got released. What are you complaining about? What on earth are you fucking complaining about, bro? The weirdest fucking thing is to complain and have it come off as if you are affected. Why are you being so selfish when a talent who has dedicated their life to this cruel industry are the ones getting released? Let me tell you fucking idiots just a little something. The industry of professional wrestling is more profitable than ever. A company like TKO with WWE are pulling in record numbers that they will never be able to duplicate from what we are seeing right now. This is it. They've reached the top of the mountain. There's only one place to go. That's down. The wrestling industry is the most profitable it has ever been. TKO as a business is going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that those profits remain the same, if not higher. It is a business. It is a business. So fuck your feelings, fuck your emotions, and fuck your absolutely fake and disingenuous outrage. The business doesn't give a fuck about you. These wrestlers tonight don't give a fuck about you. So why are you making it into such a big fucking deal? I don't really understand this. The pro wrestling industry is more profitable than it has ever been, ever. There are more opportunities now than there ever has been in the world of professional wrestling. Creativity is a beautiful thing. Creativity is one of the most powerful things that one could really embark on. It's freeing, it's fresh, it's exciting. How do you look at these talents who were doing absolutely fuck all and think that this is a potentially bad move for any one of these talents?
Oh, but Gigi Dolin was on TV, JD, from NY206.
It's great. Gigi Dolin has been in NXT for how long? 5 years? Not a main roster call-up in 5 fucking years. No, but please continue to tell me that you're so heartbroken over fucking Gigi Dolin getting released. She'll be happier than ever when she lands an Impact with her fucking husband.
Oh my God, JD, Jakara Jackson got released. They were a great tag team. Her and Lash Legend, JD from NY206.
A great tag team. Name me one fucking thing that they did that you can call them a great fucking tag team. Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter. The tag team division. Where is it? You guys are getting upset about Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter getting released. Oh, but the tag team division is being dismantled. What tag team division? What fucking tag team division are you looking at that I'm not seeing? There's one fucking tag team in the entire division that you could legitimately call a tag team, and they got rid of them. Every other team was fucking pieced together with Elmer's glue and fucking scotch tape. Yet you want to sit there and fucking bitch, moan, complain, cry, and this fake outrage on social media for talents that don't give a fuck about you. Oh, but Cora Jade had so much potential. JD from NY206. Cora Jade has been in the developmental system for 7 fucking years. At what point does WWE say, enough is enough? What did she do that deserved a main roster spot? She's gonna make fucking 100 times more when she starts an OnlyFans. Guarantee it. And the first people that are gonna sign up are the people fucking bitching and moaning. And they'll forget all about March or May 2nd. I don't even know what fucking month we're in. May 2nd, 2025. There are more opportunities in pro wrestling now than ever before. All of these men and women that have been released, there are so many options for them to go out there and be free and be creative. Every single one of them. Every single one of them, they weren't doing anything. Stuck. Monotonous. Not going anywhere, not advancing, not moving on up, just staying content. This move now gives everybody a sense of freedom to go out there and paint a blank canvas the way that they want. Do you realize that when a talent is released and a talent is let go, especially after being there for so long and not being given the opportunity, do you know what the greatest feeling in the world is? To go out there and make them look like they made a mistake. Do you know what the feeling will be when a talent like Cora Jade or Dakota Kai goes to the indies and fucking kills it, gets better, busts their ass, works shows sometimes twice a night, WrestleMania weekend, 4 or 5 matches in the same fucking weekend? Do you know the feeling that will be had when you are your own person? You are your own character. Your journey is what you made of it. Making more money than WWE could ever pay you, because not only will they not pay you, but now you have the opportunity to do whatever you want outside of pro wrestling. That is the greatest feeling in the fucking world, to get back on your feet and tell them to go fuck off. All you need to do as a fan is to shut the fuck up and go out there and support. Dakota Kai got like 50,000 likes on her tweet tonight about getting released. How many of these people are going to go watch Dakota Kai when she goes to wrestle for GCW? You're going to go order a GCW show to go watch Dakota Kai? What if Dakota Kai goes to Impact and she wrestles for TNA? You're going to go watch TNA? You're going to go out of your way to go find Access TV and see if you can get Access TV on your cable network? You're going to go watch Impact TV Weekly? What happens when Cora Jade and Dakota Kai and Casey Catanzaro work for a company like House of Glory? Are you going to fucking show up to the venue? I better fucking see you there. No, you won't. No, you won't. You like what you like and you want them to work where you want them to work. Not where they want them to work. You're going to go buy a shirt when they eventually hit Barbershop Window or ShopAEW.com or Pro Wrestling Tees? You're going to go buy a fucking t-shirt. None of you will do any of these things. None of you. That's what pisses me off the most. You cry, you bitch, you moan, you complain, you make it all about yourself. You're fucking selfish. Oh my God, this has affected me. How could they do this to my girl, my queen? I mean, you fucking people are absolutely sad as fuck. Sad as fuck. Calling a fucking complete stranger that doesn't give one fucking shit about you. My queen, my queen. Man, you people are fucking demented. You really are fucking demented. It's more opportunities, it's more profitability, and the level of creativity that can now be had by every single one of these talents, if they fucking want it, is there. All you need to do is shut the fuck up and go buy a fucking t-shirt and go watch them wrestle wherever they go and wrestle and go and support the independent pro wrestling scene, which right now is as hot as it's ever been. If Cora Jade and Dakota Kai end up in AEW, I'm sure we'll see that tribalism leak in as well, right? You're not going to watch AEW. Oh, I don't like AEW. I don't watch AEW. Fuck AEW. But if Dakota Kai goes over to AEW, I mean, she should be bringing all those 60, 70, 80,000 likes and the fucking 300,000 views that she got on her fucking tweet tonight over to AEW. The women's division segments and the quarter-by-quarter breakdowns and the ratings should be fucking tremendous. Am I wrong? They won't be. As soon as she goes over there and you see Team Kick over on Dynamite, that's it, man. Fuck AEW. My heart's broken. How could she do this? What a traitor. She left my beloved WWE. How many people stopped caring about Mercedes when she went over to AEW? A lot. Fake fans. Fake fans. The IWC makes me fucking physically ill. Calm the fuck down. All you need to do is, when they wrestle on an indie, you show up. You go support. You go buy a GCW show. You go buy an MLW show. You go attend a House of Glory show. You go and support. Their merchandise is online. You go buy a fucking t-shirt. Stop drumming up the bullshit and making it about yourself and this fake outrage and this fucking fake crying and all this other fucking bullshit. These men and women will be fine. B. Priestley's opening up an OnlyFans from what I read tonight. 7 days. She's going to make more money than she ever did in WWE. You don't think Cora Jade is going to open up an OnlyFans? She is going to be the next Mandy Rose when she does. For fuck's sakes, Mercedes just started a fucking hotline for magazine VIPs where you have to pay $100 a month to text back and forth with Mercedes Moné. And you are complaining about them who had no role on AEW television or WWE television or whatever. You mean to tell me that you're upset about these people being released from one of the top 2 promotions in North America? Go out there and make your money, man. You as a fan need to do one thing and one thing only. Support. This happens every fucking year. Every year. I don't see what the big fucking deal is. I don't. We're going to go over these releases. I got the names. I got the breakdowns. We're going to go over it all. And it is going to be just fine. It is going to be just fine for everybody. I promise you. Thank you guys very much for joining me here on this Friday night. It is May 2nd, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. Thank you for joining me wherever you may be. SmackDown itself wasn't even that good tonight, man. I don't know what it is with these crowds. I really don't know what it is with these crowds, but we'll try and break this thing down the best that we can. Malakai Black or Aleister Black wrestled The Miz to fucking crickets. Santos Escobar wrestled Rey Fenix to fucking crickets. We got a main event of Nia Jax and Naomi versus Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. I'm like, holy fuck, man. This show has got to go back. Has got to go back to 2 hours. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. There's plenty of it. Hit that thumbs up. We got 525 likes. We got 2,800 people in here right now. 1,000 likes is the goal minimum tonight. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. And tonight's show is sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you guys need to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Blue Chew. Tonight's sponsor right here on Off the Script. Let's get into these releases. I got the whole breakdown right here for you guys. And we're going to take a majority of this show to go over this because it's obviously more important than whatever happened on Friday Night SmackDown. On Friday night, names began to come in right before Friday Night SmackDown. Several talents also confirmed their releases by WWE as well as Fightful Select and PWInsider.com. The names released tonight. There could be more. Braun Strowman, Katana Chance. Yes, Braun Strowman released again. Braun Strowman, Katana Chance. That's Caden Carter. Katana Chance is Casey Catanzaro, by the way. American Ninja Warrior. Casey Catanzaro. Caden Carter. Shayna Baszler. Dakota Kai, who was the one that upset everybody. Gigi Dolin, Eddie Thorpe. Gee. What I said months ago must have been correct, Mr. Thorpe. Otherwise, he'd still be there. Cora Jade, Jakara Jackson, Riley Osborne, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. And then Oro Mensah, who was a part of Metaphor with Jakara Jackson. Lash Legend survived, and Noam Dar survived. I am not surprised by any of these names outside of Braun Strowman. I'm not. And I'm being brutally honest with you. I am not surprised by any of these names except for Braun Strowman. We'll start with Braun Strowman. Let me pull up my notes here because I do have, especially on Dakota Kai, a lot of people are wondering why Dakota Kai got released. We'll go over why Dakota Kai got released. Braun Strowman. Real name Adam Scherr. Previous release by WWE in 2021, returned in September of 2022 after a torn groin sustained in September of 2023. He missed several months and returned in December. Throughout this year, he'd been feuding with Jacob Fatu and climaxed, with a last man standing match, which Fatu won to secure his United States Championship title shot at WrestleMania 41. I am genuinely surprised by Braun Strowman's release. I do think that there is a spot for someone like Braun Strowman on the roster. But I will say this, and I'm always honest with you guys. It really did feel like Braun Strowman lost a lot of his momentum. And what I mean by that is his speed, his velocity. I don't know what injuries the man was working with, but I swear to God, man, it almost looked like every time he was out there that he was wrestling with two blown knees. Like, he really started to remind me of Big Show towards the tail end of his career. Couldn't stand on his own. Something obviously fucked up. The wear and tear on him was just so tremendous that he just could not be as mobile as he used to be. I remember Braun Strowman used to be one of the more explosive guys on the entire roster. He'd run around that ring and it would be like fucking genuinely a locomotive coming at you. I don't know what he was dealing with. The injuries obviously did not help him out. He had knee issues, the groin issue. But I will say Triple H did a very good job of using Braun Strowman to his abilities and to his strengths in the time that he's been back since he returned in 2022. He played a role. He did it well. He worked with everybody that he needed to. He had some very good matches with Jacob Fatu. And he put Jacob Fatu over the hump to get him to the United States Championship. So when you look back at Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman doesn't give a fuck about what I have to say, but I'm going to say some nice things about him because I genuinely think he did a very good job in this go-around. This is the same fucking guy that said the next time he saw me, he was going to beat me up, and he told me to shut the fuck up and go eat my Hot Pockets in my mother's basement. That's a real fucking clever joke, bro. Thank you. When Jacob Fatu ascends the heights in WWE, where we all know he's going, the one guy that will have helped him get there, and the one guy that you should remember is Braun Strowman. He's the one guy I'm genuinely surprised by to see his release. I don't know if he wants to continue doing this. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to wrestle on the indies, take some time for himself. Obviously, he's got a 90-day non-compete now. What is he going to do? Does he want to keep doing this? This is the second time in WWE. You guys know what he did the first time and what he said in his first time. He basically buried all the independents and everybody that worked for the indies because they didn't work for WWE during the pandemic, nonetheless. Is Tony Khan going to bring in? Would he be interested in bringing in someone like Braun Strowman? Probably not. Big men don't fare well over in Jacksonville. So no, I don't see that happening. I do wish him the best wherever he goes. I do think with his size and his uniqueness, I do think that Braun Strowman could use the indies and reinvent himself. Be a little bit more like himself. Be creative. Do something that you're not allowed to do in WWE. Be a little bit more you. I think he'll be fine if he ends up going to the indies. Dakota Kai. This was the biggest name that people complained about on this list of people. Real name, Cherie Crowley, is also being released for a second time after her deal was not renewed back in 2022. She came back 3 months later at SummerSlam and formed Damage Control with Bayley and Io Sky. Dakota Kai went on to the finals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament before losing the inaugural crowning final to Lyra Valkyria, who eventually went on to become champion and remain champion up until where we sit right now. Kai last wrestled on March 24th. Why did Dakota Kai get released, chat? Does anybody have a clue as to why Dakota Kai got released? You know, all the people out there claiming Nick Khan and the comments he made during WrestleMania weekend. Oh, we don't sign people to bench them. Has WWE benched people? Sure. Yes, they have. They absolutely have. One of the more egregious benchings, we talked about this particular individual on TNT with the Solid Monster. Omos, not the biggest fan of Omos. Omos was doing next to nothing in WWE. Vince was a big Omos guy. The last time we saw Omos was maybe Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at one point or another in the last couple of years. He hasn't had a singles match. The last time I seen him wrestle a singles match was a couple of years ago on a Raw after Mania that Vince McMahon blew up when he went one-on-one with Elias. They sent him over to Pro Wrestling Noah. He won a tag team championship, only to then call him back, have him drop his tag team championship, and vacate it, only to not use him. That's fucked up. A lot of people claimed that Dakota Kai was benched, and they ended up blaming Nick Khan for his comments. Oh, but Nick Khan says they don't bench people. Yes, he said that they are not going to sign people, or they don't sign people to bench them. Do they bench people? Yes, they do. But you actively took his words and mixed them around to fit your narrative. I don't like Nick Khan. I don't give a fuck about Nick Khan. Is he a shrewd businessman? Is he a great businessman? Yes, he is. I couldn't give a fuck about him. But don't go and mix up the guy's words in a context where it fits your narrative and it makes you look good because you're desperate for likes and clicks and all this other shit. Dakota Kai got released, chat, because she's injury prone. There's a level of trust that deteriorates over time. But JD, she wasn't injured. She was just on television. She's all good. That's great. That's great, fellow IWC degenerate. I'm glad you think she's great. Let's go back to the timeline of injuries. She had an arm injury in 2018. January 10th, episode of NXT, Dakota Kai suffered an arm injury after Shayna Baszler stomped on it during a match, leading to a referee stoppage. Do you remember that? I do. Torn ACL in May 2023. Dakota Kai tore her anterior ligament during a match on May 12th, 2023, which was an episode of SmackDown, while competing for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships alongside Bayley against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. This injury required surgery and sidelined her for approximately 10 months, with her return to the ring in March of 2024. You're lucky WWE didn't add 10 months of injury time on top of her existing contract. So cry, bitch, moan, and complain that Dakota Kai got released, but WWE could have absolutely added injury time on top of Dakota Kai's contract if they certainly wanted to. August 24, last year, torn meniscus. Dakota Kai suffered a torn meniscus in her right knee, reported after a backstage angle on the August 5th episode of Raw. She underwent surgery and was out for 12 weeks. This year in January, she got a concussion. Dakota Kai sustained a concussion during a tag team match on the January 20th episode of Raw. This was resulted from a rough bump on a missile dropkick from Zoe Stark. She was pulled from WWE's road schedule and placed in a concussion protocol with no confirmed return date as of the latest reports. But she did end up wrestling just this past March. Chat, again, I ask you, why was Dakota Kai released from WWE? WWE released Dakota Kai because there are injury issues. Injury issues. You get injured once, fine. Twice, all right. 3 times, 4 times, you're really walking a thin line at that point. Same thing happened with Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox had all the potential in the world. The return on their investment, WWE's investment, is basically deteriorating. You're burning money at that point. You're wasting money at that point. Mixed with the fact that Dakota Kai has been in the WWE for several years now. She's been given opportunities. You can't say that she hasn't been given opportunities. The more people WWE brings in, someone like Dakota Kai is going to be moved down the roster and then, worst case scenario, ultimately released. How did Dakota Kai stand a chance on Monday night when they're looking at a roster of Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Roxanne Perez, and whoever else they want to bring up from NXT? How is Dakota? Could Dakota have been a compliment to them? Sure. Not everybody could be a superstar. You're going to need to eventually have some people that need to lose or have to be put in a position to lose to those other talents. But everybody's acting like this is the end of the fucking world. Dakota Kai was not going anywhere. Ask yourself this, Dakota Kai super stan out there. The one with the fucking posters and the pictures on the wall and the fucking tissue box and the bottle of lube standing next to your bed. As you fantasize over Dakota Kai and you're 30 minutes early to all her Twitch streams. This is for you. Would you rather her in WWE not getting an opportunity as a part of the active main roster, or would you rather see her go out there and do something and light the fucking world on fire, bro? I know what I would want if I'm Dakota Kai. Surely I don't want to get released. But if I'm not being used, how do you think that's making me feel? If I'm not getting an opportunity and I'm healthy, how do you think that makes me feel? If you don't want me, get rid of me. It's as simple as that. WWE has one of the most flourishing women's rosters maybe ever. You think Dakota Kai is the only female that the company has on their roster that seemingly the company just passed them by? I mean, the fucking company, for Christ's sakes, is passing Charlotte Flair by. She don't even feel the same with this new incoming crop of talent. You think Dakota Kai is going to fucking stand the test of time here? Get over yourself, bro. She's going to be fine. 90 days, she'll be back on the indies. And I said it once, I said it twice, I said it 3 times, I'm going to say it a 4th time. When Dakota Kai hits the indies, you better be at that fucking show sitting front row with a fucking Dakota Kai t-shirt. If you can't be there, you better be ordering that fucking shit on Triller TV Plus. I don't want to hear a single fucking teardrop from you fucking half-witted idiots. Look at what Matt Cardona did. Matt Cardona's a fucking great businessman. Look at the fucking name he made for himself. He's bigger now than he ever was in WWE. You don't think Dakota Kai is capable of doing that if she remains healthy? Get over yourself. Shayna Baszler. She competed in Strikeforce and UFC before moving to professional wrestling, was a part of the Mae Young Classic in 2017. She lost in the finals to Kairi Sane, which took place at Evolution that year. Baszler became a two-time NXT champion, was called up to the main roster in February 2020, and programmed with Becky Lynch. Man, that was a fucking disaster. Shayna Baszler should have absolutely beaten Becky Lynch in 2020. You know who did not want that to happen? The old man, who's not there anymore. Imagine Shayna Baszler, who was on the up and coming off one of the most dominant female championship runs in NXT history, gets called up to the main roster and is not chosen to go over a pregnant Becky Lynch at WrestleMania inside an empty gymnasium. Imagine that. And you guys want her to still remain with the company? Two-time NXT champion, was called up to the main roster in February 20. Becky Lynch. Baszler would win the women's tag team titles on 3 occasions with Nia Jax, twice, and then one with Ronda Rousey. Her most high-profile feud was with Ronda Rousey in 2023, where the two had a match at SummerSlam at Ford Field in Detroit before Rousey left WWE. God, was that fucking awful. That was genuinely awful. Does anybody ever remember that? No. What was Shayna doing? First of all, chat, again, I got to ask, why was Shayna Baszler released? There's 2 reasons why the company released Shayna Baszler. You have an incoming influx of young, youthful, up-and-coming talent in the women's division. And you are desperately trying to find some roster space and some creative for a 42-year-old Shayna Baszler? They won't admit it because it would be fucked up if they do. So I'm going to fucking tell you because I don't give a shit. It's fucked up. WWE looked at Shayna Baszler's age and they said, Shayna Baszler or Julia? Shayna Baszler or Stephanie Vaquer? Shayna Baszler or Roxanne Perez? I mean, the more you understand how WWE operates, the more easy something like this will be for you. I promise. Shayna Baszler did nothing of note since she got called up from NXT. Do you want to know what she did in NXT? She was one of the more dominant women's champions outside Asuka. The second most dominant NXT women's champion in history. And they did nothing with her. As soon as she got called up, they killed her mystique. She didn't look the part. Vince took one look at Shayna Baszler and said, This is what you've been wasting my money on. She's not blonde. She's not busty. She's not busting out the seams. She's got no assets. What's going on? This is what Vince looked at. This is what Vince thought. Dead. As soon as she hit the main roster, dead. The more you know how they work, the easier this will be on you. Shayna was fucking fantastic in NXT. How they let that go, how they squandered that is fucking pathetic. But Triple H couldn't run WWE at that time. It was all Vince McMahon. However old she is, 42. How old is Shayna Baszler? Let me look it up. I don't want to be misquoted. She's in her 40s. She's 44 years old. You don't think ageism played a part in that? Oh, man, you got another thing fucking coming, bro. Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, and Shayna Baszler. Not surprised. I'm surprised it took this long for Shayna Baszler. I thought Shayna was going to get released after the Rousey feud. I'm surprised it took this long.
Oh, but WWE, they dismantled their women's tag team division, JD from NY206.
Katana Chance. This is Casey Catanzaro, by the way. They renamed her Katana Chance because WWE was on this fucking thing where they had to give everybody a new fucking name. Came from a gymnastics background and competed on American Ninja Warrior before signing with WWE in 2017. 2017, folks. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 8 fucking years in the company. 8 years in the company, and she got called up to the main roster last year. 7 years in NXT, developmental, and 1 year on the main roster. Gee, where's the return on WWE's investment there? She's been teaming with Kayden Carter for the past 5 years, where they won WWE and NXT women's tag team titles. The two were drafted to Raw in 2023, and the two were recently a part of the women's tag team title #1 Contenders Gauntlet match to determine the challenges at WrestleMania 41. Yeah, they lost in 1 minute to Bayley and Lyra. Kayden Carter, real name Alyssa Lane, was a college basketball player and trained at the 3D Academy with Bully Ray and Devon. She signed with WWE in 2018 and was a part of the second Mae Young Classic. I loved both of these women. I did. Everybody wants to cry about the women's tag team titles, the women's tag team division. This was legitimately the only tag team in the women's division that were legitimately a tag team. Every other team in this division, they're not a tag team. Look at that fucking gauntlet match. The only team that was a legitimate team were these two women right here. Facts. The Secret Harvest is not a tag team. Lyra and Bayley aren't a tag team. Mia Yim and B-Fab are not a fucking tag team. Natalia and fucking, what's her name? From Alpha Academy. Not a tag team. There are no tag teams in WWE but this one team. How many tag teams exist on NXT? You thought that this division was going to flourish with tag teams on NXT? The fucking titles are on the main roster. If WWE wanted to do anything with the Women's Tag Team Championship, they would have already been integrated into the NXT program, which we just started seeing now. But why? Sol Ruka and Zarya are not a tag team. Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend aren't a fucking tag team. They're a part of a group that will eventually disband because Lash Legend is the star. What happens then? Candice LeRae and Nia Jax are not a fucking tag team. Jade and Bianca weren't a fucking tag team. Bianca and Naomi weren't a fucking tag team. The quicker you realize that the tag team titles in WWE are absolutely fucking worthless, the easier this will be. There are content creators on social media right now who are begging for likes. Oh, but the tag team division was dismantled. Let me tell you something, you fucking half-witted idiots. The tag team division in WWE, in the women's division, doesn't exist. It's been dead for 6 years. As soon as Sasha and Bayley won those championships, because they wanted better for a division, and tag team titles they felt would lead the way. As soon as they won them, and 2 months later they were asked to drop them to Billy Kay and Peyton Royce of the Iconics, dead. Fucking dead. The only other time that they meant anything was when Sasha and Naomi held them. And then what did WWE want to do then? They wanted to move Naomi and Sasha to different brands to feud with Bianca and Ronda individually as tag team champions. But they just won the tag team titles. What do you want me to do for these two women that we haven't already done yet? Bianca's already a made woman, but you want her to go one-on-one with Naomi. And they wanted Sasha to go one-on-one with Ronda to make Ronda into a bigger star because she was floundering. But we just won the tag team titles and you want us to lose as champions on separate brands to devalue the championships. Why do you think they were walking on out of WWE, folks? Oh, but JD hates Sasha Banks. JD hates Mercedes. I dare any of you to go back and listen to the fucking content I made in May of that year defending both of them and tell me to my fucking face, you fucking absolute hack, that I hate Mercedes Varnado. You're a fucking clueless retard. I defended that woman to the criticisms of most. The tag team division is fucking dead. It was dead then, it's dead now, it will be dead after this day ends. So what exactly are we doing with the women's tag team titles? They would be better off in my possession so I could fucking light them on fire and burn them while I piss on the fucking ashes. That's where they belong. But they won't do that. WWE disbanding the titles and getting rid of the titles is an admission of failure. They can't be wrong. They can't look weak. Oh, we can't look like we made a wrong decision. Meanwhile, you just made an Intercontinental title and a United States title. And what exactly are you doing with those titles that we need those titles and the tag team titles? I'd love for someone to fill me in here. Stop complaining. Your fake outrage is fucking pathetic. There was never a tag team division. There will never be a tag team division. And all the teams that you see right now are basically singles wrestlers paired together because WWE is incapable of admitting failure. I don't know how you watch any of these other creatives and then look at them in a serious way. This is why I'm so proud of what we do here, man. No frills, no bullshit. Looking right at you in this fucking beautiful camera right here. And I'm fucking honest with you to the very last fucking ounce of fucking sweat coming from my fucking brow in this hot-ass fucking room. Stop crying. Gigi Dolin. Priscilla Kelly. Spent years on the independent scene, appeared on several AEW events, including a casino battle royale at All Out 2019. I was there. I was in the building with Jesse. Gigi signed a WWE contract in January 2021 and debuted as Gigi Dolin and participated in the Women's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic. Her biggest push occurred as a member of the Toxic Attraction group with Mandy Rose and JC Jane, who I'm surprised also made it out alive. During NXT 2.0, the group split after Mandy Rose's release in December. That was December 2022, and they focused on Gigi as a singles performer before linking her with Tatum Paxley. The two just represented NXT at TNA Rebellion this past Sunday, and Dolin appeared on this week's episode of NXT. Folks, Gigi Dolin signed with WWE in January of 2021. We're looking at May of 2025, and she's still on the developmental brand. This is a woman that had indie experience, comes into WWE, and has not graduated from the NXT developmental brand to find herself on the main roster. Whose fault is that? Why are you upset about this? What would you like WWE to do here? When they have, by my count, 2 or 3 women on LFG that would probably be more beneficial to their weekly NXT show than Gigi Dolin. How many more in the Performance Center that aren't on LFG? So what exactly are we upset about? You get Priscilla Kelly after 30 days, because NXT does not have 90-day non-compete, 30-day non-compete. And Priscilla Kelly can go and do whatever she wants, including pulling out a bloody tampon and stuffing it down someone's throat at the next GCW show. She'll be fine. Return on investment. Her one shot at the main roster was with Toxic Attraction. Her one shot at the main roster was with Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose got released. She got fired. I don't think Mandy Rose gives a fuck either, because she's making over $1 million a month on OnlyFans. I doubt Mandy Rose gives a fuck about professional wrestling. Gigi Dolin can go follow in the footsteps of her former Toxic Attraction leader. She'll be the next multi-millionaire on OnlyFans if she so wants to do that. This is not the end of the world. She wants to wrestle. There are multiple places for her to go, including TNA, where her husband works. TNA, who also has a partnership with WWE and will continue to have a partnership before WWE eventually buys them out, which is my prediction. She'll be fine. Eddie Thorpe. My good buddy Eddie Thorpe, Carl Fredericks. Been wrestling for 10 years. This guy's been wrestling for 10 fucking years. Is anybody crying over losing Eddie Thorpe? Joined the New Japan Dojo in 2018 in Los Angeles. He was a part of the Young Lions group, which included Clark Connors and Alex Coughlin. He let his contract expire with New Japan in 2022 and signed with WWE several months later. He turned heel last year, and he had a feud with Trick Williams, the former NXT champion, earlier this year. He even beat Trick Williams at Vengeance Day in a strap match, but lost in a rematch in an NXT Underground match. Wow, man. They're going to be losing a lot without Eddie Thorpe on the show. He was a part of a Fatal 4-Way match on April 15th, which was won by Ethan Page for a shot at the North American title at Stand and Deliver, which Ethan Page won to go wrestle Ricky Saints and lose to Ricky Saints in the open of Stand and Deliver WrestleMania Saturday. Remember when I said Eddie Thorpe? Nothing special about Eddie Thorpe. I don't connect with his character on NXT television. Well, I guess NXT and TKO, whoever made this decision, also felt the same way that I did. Is Eddie Thorpe going to go on some scathing rant on X and blame everybody for not feeling his Native American roots here? Is that the next thing? Is he going to start complaining that people didn't respect his Native American roots and we didn't get his Native American heritage? Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck about your Native American heritage. God bless you. It's about what you bring to the show. And if you are entertaining and charismatic enough to hold my interest on a fucking pro wrestling show, which you did not. Are you surprised? He shows up on television and I reach for my remote control and go turn on Bobby Flay. Food Network. Or Triple D. Or whatever. Back to New Japan you go, bro. He's got a lot of options. Nobody's losing sleep over fucking Eddie Thorpe. Jakara Jackson. Here's another one. IWC.
Oh my God, I don't believe it. JD from NY 206. I don't believe it.
Jamara Garrett, her real name. Part of the WWE tryouts in Las Vegas during the 2021 SummerSlam. 4 years, folks. 4 years in WWE's developmental. Signed with the company back in 2021. She never had a pro wrestling match before WWE. I guess we'll give her a little bit of slack. She started having matches 1 year later and began to appear on Level Up before appearing on NXT. She joined Metaphor with Noam Dar, Oro Mensah, and Lash Legend. Jackson and Legend were former tag team and had multiple appearances on the main roster, including last year's Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Metaphor disbanded this past Tuesday on NXT, with all four agreeing to go their separate ways. Maybe they had an insight as to their release, or maybe they didn't. Folks, I don't want to take anything away from Jakara Jackson. Was there potential there? We may never know. This is a different situation than everybody else that I just previously mentioned. She hasn't had a pro wrestling match since before she signed with the WWE. She was a relative noob. She was a newbie. So 3.5 years, 4 years, I'm going to cut her some slack. She is the perfect example. She is the prime example of, if you love this enough, you go out there and make a fucking name for yourself. You continue to get better. You continue to hone your craft. You create a new character, a new journey for yourself. The canvas is blank. Work at GCW, work a House of Glory, work in MLW, go to Japan, go on a 6-month excursion and learn. Wrestle on every independent show that you can. Sammy's Pro Wrestling Revolver, Sammy Callahan, Pro Wrestling Revolver, Create a Pro, whatever. Go out there and work. If you want it and you bust your ass hard enough, just like Matt Cardona said tonight, again, then everything that you wanted to happen will happen. She's a different situation than everybody else. She gets a pass. Lash Legend, out of that pairing, was the one that WWE found the most value in. Clearly. Look at her. I don't see it yet, but I see what WWE sees. Gallus got released. Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. They came over from NXT UK when it shut down in 2022. Mark Coffey and Wolfgang won the NXT Tag Team titles in February of 2023 at Vengeance Day and held the titles for nearly 6 months before losing the titles to Tony D'Angelo and the D'Angelo family. He was with Stax Lorenzo. They largely had been inactive on NXT and reserved for Evolve and live events over the past 6 months. Is anybody crying about Gallus being released? They'll be on Ring of Honor in 30 days. They'll be wherever the grizzled young veterans are. Remember those guys? Yeah, they'll be on Ring of Honor. No doubt about it. Cora Jade. She signed with WWE just after her 20th birthday. She even started appearing on 205 Live early in that beginning phase. In NXT, she went from a popular babyface to a heel when she began a feud with Roxanne Perez. In January of 2024, she suffered a torn ACL and missed 9 months of action, which did not help her at all because, that entire division changed around that injury. She returned to align with Perez and begin their alliance. After splitting the two up, they briefly reunited for Stand and Deliver and the pre-show, where they were part of a fatal 4-way elimination match for a shot at the tag team titles, which was eventually won by Gigi Dolin and Tatum Paxley. They went on to lose to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez 2 weeks ago on NXT. Jade's last match was 1 week ago at a live event in Dade City, Florida, against Sol Ruca. I know this is another one that a lot of people are going to be upset about. I didn't see anything in Cora Jade. Anything. I'm not going to lose sleep over this one. Why would you be upset with Cora Jade being released from WWE? There was clearly something wrong. If you knew something was going to happen when WWE did not bring up Cora Jade with Roxanne to fill in the spot that Julia currently sits in on Monday Night Raw. They just replaced Julia, who's a bigger investment for them than Cora Jade. Has Cora Jade progressed in any way? Did she? I'm asking genuinely. I watch NXT. You know how much progression I've seen out of Cora Jade before and after the injury? Fuck all. Zero. There were other things changed about Cora Jade, but it certainly wasn't her wrestling ability. She's going to be fine. She's going to go to the Indies if she wants to continue doing. She don't even have to wrestle. She could go the Mandy Rose route and she'll make fucking absolutely so much money. She'll be fucking pissing money. And you know who's going to sign up? The first people that are going to sign up are the people complaining about Cora Jade getting released. You'll be ready and willing with your fucking debit cards to spend $40 a month on seeing fucking bikini pics of Cora Jade on the internet. Give me a break. Fucking ridiculous. The other name that was released, I don't know much about. Riley Osborne, real name Josh Terry, joined NXT as a part of the men's breakout tournament in 2023. He was a part of the Chase U group. There was a lingering storyline where Thea Hale had a crush on Osborne and ended with Hale aligning herself with JC Jane and drifting from Chase U. After Rich Holland defeated Andre Chase to disband Chase U, Osborne left NXT programming and popped up in Evolve in March. Chase U had just been relaunched on this past week's episode, but Osborne was not present for the segment. He only had 4 matches this year before his release and had not wrestled since February. Now, I don't know what he did before, but he's another guy that could probably go to the Indies. He's got the look. Fucking kill it. Go out there and just do what you got to do. Those are all the names right now. Those are the names released from WWE. I don't know if there will be more this weekend. Only time will tell. But that is not, in my opinion, the last of the releases in WWE. Now, we did get some inter-office releases as well. I'm not going to go over those because I don't really give a shit. I know one of the names was Christine Lubrano, who was like an overseer of the creative process in WWE. A lot of people have attributed Christine Lubrano's work to some of the bad creative things that happened in WWE. So I don't really know who else got released, nor do I care. But it happened earlier this week at Titan Tower, and then it started making its way to the main roster and NXT. But those are the names that we got released here, and I will keep you guys updated on everything that's going on with the releases from WWE, NXT, main roster, if there is certainly more to come. We're going to try and break down this SmackDown show, man. I want to catch my breath here, have a sip of my cold beverage, and check on you guys in the stream. Oh, yeah, Javier Bernal got released, too, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Who? The only thing I know about Javier Bernal is that he's engaged to Tatum Paxley. I didn't even mention the Evolve talent, most of which should already be on NXT. The ID program, I mean, you guys, man, that's...
Oh, but why did WWE make more money than ever, JD from NY206? Why did they have to release my queen, Cora Jade?
Gee, man, I don't know. Don't they have like 4 developmental shows? Adapt or get left behind. I don't know what else to tell you. Did we break down those releases or what? Did we do a good job? Always coming prepared, bro. Always coming prepared. Oh. Let's get to, I got to shout him out.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh, no. 5 beers. Oh, no. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers. And a Bloody Mary.
Absolutely, man. The Joker's voice with a $100 super chat. Absolutely fucking great. Holy shit. Hail JD and OTS. Like clockwork, the IWC goes into meltdown. Triple H is ruining women's tag team division. Tell me why that's a bad thing. Women's tag team titles have been a joke since the Iconics. J-Mo and Ginger, ice cold. OTS, simply the best. Absolutely Joker's voice. And if anybody's got a problem with that.
Course, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joker's voice. Appreciate you, brother. Let's quickly get into this SmackDown post show, man. We're already an hour and a half into this stream. Start things off tonight with LA Knight and Damian Priest. Joe Tess welcomed everybody into the show. Randy Orton, Tiffany Stratton, Damian Priest, Miz, Carmelo Hayes. They were all shown walking into the backstage area. Priest ran into Solo Sikoa at the start of the show, and Jacob Fatu confronted them. They get back and forth into a yelling match. LA Knight walked past all of them. He made his way to the ring. And we get a promo out in the ring with LA Knight. He noted how last week he wanted a rematch. He asked for a rematch for his United States Championship. He voiced his displeasure for having to have a number 1 contenders match. Knight said the match didn't go his way because Solo Sikoa interfered and Jacob Fatu jumped around everywhere. LA Knight then moved his attention to Damian Priest. And on cue, Damian Priest comes on out. Priest told LA Knight they didn't have a problem last week and everything he did was about Drew McIntyre. Priest noted how McIntyre mentioned Priest's family and he couldn't let McIntyre get away with that. LA Knight said Priest picked the wrong time to get back at McIntyre because the only reason the bell rang on his match was Priest. Priest said he saved Knight from taking a pin. LA Knight told Priest not to put Priest's loss at WrestleMania on Knight. He then responded by saying the only reason things happened the way that they did is because Knight lost his title at WrestleMania. LA Knight admitted to losing and said he wants to fight his way back into the title picture, and the reason he's not champion this week is because of Priest. Priest said all of Knight's frustrations are because of Knight. LA Knight reminded Priest that they don't have a problem, and if that's the case, Priest needs to stop talking. Priest said even though their match is set for later tonight, they should just fight right now, and asked Knight if that's what he wanted. Knight, of course, said, yeah. Referee ran in. This was supposed to be our main event. And we got this match happening right now. I thought this was good. I like this, and some of you might not like this. Some of you might think this is lame. I'm going to tell you why I like this for one reason and one reason only. WWE is putting, especially in the absence of John Cena, because they don't have an everyday champion there now. Cody was the every week champion. Cody is the everyday guy. He's the workhorse. They don't have that right now. They are very much back to a part-time champion. The one reason and one reason only I like this, I think LA Knight's great. I think Damian Priest is great. The one reason I like this is because they're putting a focus on the United States Championship, a focus that has not been on the United States Championship in the absence of John Cena and the WWE Championship not being on the show. That, to me, is the reason why this is a successful segment. Period. You may think differently. I think them putting a focus on the United States Championship is absolutely a much-needed thing. And they've now done that 2 weeks in a row. So kudos to them. If there's one guy or a group of guys that are going to bring the United States Championship back to a little bit of an important role, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, who is a world champion, not operating at a world championship level right now, but it's not his fault. Drew McIntyre, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade. I mean, they got some great fucking guys to make that United States champion. Malakai, Aleister Black, to make that championship feel special. LA Knight and Damian Priest actually had the best match of the night. This was by far the best match of the night. This should have been the main event. I don't know why they gave it to the women. This absolutely should have been the main event. So we'll pick it up towards the end here. We go into a commercial break, come back from the break. Crowds are really into it. The crowds love LA Knight. They have not faded at all. LA Knight set up Priest for a superplex. Knight stopped him, and the two battled on the second rope. Eventually, Priest stepped off the rope and onto the apron and kicked LA Knight. Priest lifted Knight for a razor's edge inside the ring, executed it, and LA Knight barely kicked out before 3. Priest went for South of Heaven. LA Knight countered. Priest counters with a broken arrow. Priest goes to the top rope. LA Knight leapt up and hit what he now calls the Megaplex. It's that suplex where he jumps from the ring to the top rope in one motion and then delivers the superplex. LA Knight clotheslined Priest over the top rope to the outside. LA Knight went for his drop kick through the ropes, but Priest caught Knight and hit a flatliner off the apron. Solo Sikoa then showed up and attacked Priest, and the referee called for the bell. So a disqualification or a no contest, it was ruled. LA Knight and Damian Priest fought to a no contest. 11 minutes they got. And I thought this was very well done here. Solo turned his attention to LA Knight and he set up for a Samoan spike. But Priest punched Solo and LA Knight delivered a BFT. Priest and Knight then stared at each other. And now they're working together for one common cause, and that's to eliminate Solo Sikoa. So Priest goes to the outside. They look at each other. They give each other a head nod. Priest goes to the outside, clears off the announce desk. LA Knight rolled Sikoa to the outside, and Priest was going to the South of Heaven on Solo. But Fatu showed up and landed a Samoan drop on LA Knight onto the announce desk. He dove onto Priest through the ropes, and then he hit a hip attack on Priest into the crowd barricade. And Fatu posed on the ring steps with the United States Championship. I thought this was a very good start to SmackDown. I'm liking what they're doing with the United States Championship title picture right now. All these guys, I have some sort of investment in. And I'm glad that all of these guys are mixing it up, trying to make this championship feel important. Again, the most important thing I take away from this, in the absence of John Cena, who is very much a part-time champion, not on the show weekly, where we had Cody, we have now Cena, and these guys are stepping up. They need to. Good stuff. Byron Saxton interviewed Fraxiom backstage. Frazer said they were excited and they plan on flipping the SmackDown tag team division upside down. Pretty Deadly walked in. Saxton left. Wilson told them the SmackDown tag team division is the hungriest tag team division anywhere. Sure thing. Prince said he enjoyed having new European blood on SmackDown and followed that up by saying opportunities on SmackDown are earned and not given. The duo said they wanted to see how good Fraxiom actually was and talked to Nick Aldis as a means to book a match. So we get Fraxiom and Pretty Deadly in tag team action. So Pretty Deadly was in control before a commercial break. We come back from the break and Axiom is chopping away at Kit Wilson. Frazer gets a hot tag, hits a drop kick on both Wilson and Prince. This was, I will say this was kind of sloppy. There were two just overly egregious spots here where I don't know what happened. It looked like one of the guys got knocked out and the referee had to stop his count because one of the guys, Pretty Deadly, didn't get their shoulder up. Not a good look. Fraxiom has had some very good matches, but they've been rough around the edges. Frazer received the hot tag, drop kick to both Wilson and Prince. He landed a springboard until a DDT and a shooting star press. Referee essentially counted 3, but Prince didn't kick out, and this was one of the awkward moments of the match. Prince actually came up bleeding. I don't know what had happened. So Frazer hits a standing shooting star after the DDT. It looked like he connected it perfectly. His knees did not hit Prince in the face. It looked like maybe the point of his elbow got his nose or busted a lip or knocked a tooth out or something along those lines. He just can't, his entire chin was just bloodied. So I don't know what had happened there. Pretty Deadly took control back. Wilson tagged in. Wilson powerbombed Frazer for a 2 count. Wilson and Frazer traded elbows until Frazer placed Wilson on the top rope. Axiom hit a Spanish fly. Frazer followed up with the Phoenix Splash. That is their 1-2 combo finish. And that is enough for the win. Again, I don't know what had happened to Elton Prince. What is it? His nose, his lip, his teeth. Looked like Frazier's elbow. The point of his elbow came down somewhere and connected somewhere to leave Elton Prince bloodied and possibly knocked out because the referee had counted and he did not get his shoulder up in time. And the referee had to stop their count because obviously that wasn't the finish of the match. So that was the botch. And I'm loving Fraxiom. I think Fraxiom's great. A little rough around the edges the first couple of weeks, but you can see that WWE is all in on Fraxiom. And I think they're going to be the new tag team champions before all is said and done.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh no. 5 beers. Oh no. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers. And a Bloody Mary.
Oh my goodness. Jay Solstice with a $100 super chat. Love when Jay Solstice just walks into the venue, man, and drops a big fucking hundo right on top of the bar. It's been a while since I caught a live, but I have to say, I love what's happening with the United States title scene. This is exactly how you build stars within the mid-card. Cheers, brother. OTS for life. Jay Solstice, thank you, brother. And if you got a problem with that...
And of course, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Love it. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you being here on the SmackDown Post Show right here on Off the Script. Love it, love it, love it. B-Fab and Meechin were shown talking to Nick Aldis in Nick Aldis' office. Chelsea Green showed up. She was dressed for a funeral. She showed up with Piper Niven and Alba Fire. They were dressed in all black. Green said last week's loss was because of collusion. Niven called Chelsea Green an American hero, which she's not American. She's Canadian. So I'm guessing that's why some of you found that funny. I don't know. I don't find any of this funny. She called Chelsea an American hero. Aldis tried to walk away, but Green bargained with Aldis for a recount. And then he looks at her and says, you mean rematch? That I could do. Aldis said Zelina Vega will face Piper Niven tonight. Aldis said if Niven wins, she will be the number one contender for the United States Championship, not Chelsea Green. Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. Nia Jax has a microphone in the middle of a ring on Friday night. And then you wonder why we need this show to go back to 2 hours. She said it sounded like everyone missed her because the crowd booed. If there's one thing Nia does, she gets genuine heat. At least she's good at that, right? Jax said she was happy she was back, but while she was gone, she was at home getting refocused, and she regrouped so she could come back and take what's hers, the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton's music hit, and Stratton walked out with a microphone in hand. Stratton said she wasn't the same Tiffany that Jax used to bully around. She said she went toe-to-toe with one of the greatest of all time, Charlotte Flair. Tiffany Stratton said if her and Jax ever lock up again, Stratton would beat Nia as well. Guys, I think Tiffany's great. I do. I'm a Tiffany Stratton guy. We need to have a discussion about these pro wrestlers who clearly are out there and they sound like nothing but robots. Tiffany Stratton is one of the guilty parties here. Jade Cargill's another one. Every time I watch Jade Cargill, it's like I'm watching somebody struggling to memorize her spots. With Tiffany, she's better than Jade. Just not even comparison in the ring. But where Jade is just completely robotic in everything she does, Tiffany at least gets it in the ring. She sucks as a promo. I mean, there are ways to speak. There are ways to accentuate the words that you project. Why does everything sound like you're memorizing a fucking script? Why? Do you know how awful that sounds? When I hear someone basically reciting lines written for them by some fucking geek, and they basically go out there and they're just spewing the lines as they were written, it honestly takes me out of any moment they are trying to create. This is a problem. This has been a problem. This is a problem that's not getting better, and something needs to be done. I don't know why it's so difficult to sound organic, why it's so difficult to sound natural. I don't get it. Nia Jax asked if Tiffany Stratton was offering a rematch. Stratton said she wouldn't ever shy away from a fight, and she would defend her title anytime against Nia Jax. Anytime, anywhere. Naomi's music hit. And whatever I said about Stratton, the opposite for Naomi. Naomi's just kind of channeling this evil, this bad, this heel. I love it. I think Naomi's music is great. Whatever they did, whoever they got to do Naomi's music, if it's Def Rebel or not, probably one of the better ones. It just fits. It fits the vibe. I like it. She walked out. Naomi spoke in the entranceway while she was heading towards the ring. She said it was funny to see Stratton and Jax fighting because she remembered when she tried to take the title from Nia, Stratton always found a way to help out Nia. Naomi questioned whether Stratton actually changed and said she didn't. In fact, Naomi said Naomi herself was the only one to really change. Naomi said Jade Cargill ruined everything she has worked for, but even so, she's not done going after gold. Unfortunately, Jade Cargill's music hits. Cargill walked out there, Power walked out there towards Naomi. She rolled into the ring. All four women brawled. Cargill clotheslined Naomi over the top to the outside, and Tiffany took care of Nia, which was comically bad. Cargill and Stratton circled each other as if they're sizing each other up. Aldis walked out to make a tag team match, which apparently is our main event for SmackDown tonight. We gave up LA Knight and Damian Priest for this to be the main event. Awesome. I don't get it, but that's that. Naomi is so fucking great, man. I love Naomi. I think Naomi is great. I can't get invested in another Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton match, program, whatever you want to call it, even though it's probably 1 week, or Backlash, whatever it may be. I can't buy into it. I'm done. I also cannot buy into Jade Cargill holding and standing next to a championship such as the Women's Championship and teasing that she's going to win the Women's Championship. I can't get behind that. I can't. The woman does absolutely fuck all for me, as I just sit here wondering, when is she going to show up to work and genuinely feel like she belongs here? I'm tired of watching these women, and even the guys sometimes, go out there and just recite garbage, and it feels so emotionless, like a fucking robot. That's what Jade is. She's a robot. On the microphone, in the ring, all she does, every Jade Cargill match, is you watching her struggling to fucking remember her spots. And you want this woman to be in a championship program with Tiffany Stratton or Charlotte Flair or Bianca Belair or Naomi. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Is Naomi and Jade Cargill still a thing? I thought that ended at WrestleMania. Jade got the win. If they wanted to continue that, Naomi should have won. But they're still continuing it. Even in the absence of Bianca Belair, who has broken fingers coming out of WrestleMania, they're still continuing it after Jade beat Naomi and Bianca is off television for the next several weeks. I don't know why we just didn't get Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. That's what I want to know. Tiffany's the babyface, Naomi's the heel. Why didn't they have Naomi beat Jade at WrestleMania? Aleister Black, he went one-on-one with The Miz. We got highlights of the Miz Black situation last week. Mella was hyping up Miz backstage and told Miz he'd show everyone up tonight. Miz rambled about how he deserves more respect than he receives. Miz said Black didn't knock him out last week, but he woke Miz up. Well, he didn't knock you out because the black mass hit on your shoulder and not your jaw. Miz said Black might want to make a statement, but instead Black will be a part of Miz's statement. Sure. Aleister Black and The Miz. We got Aleister's entrance, his music, his whole thing. Just like last week, Des Moines, Iowa tonight, the sound of crickets could be heard underneath all the smoke and the fog of Aleister Black coming up from the depths. I don't know what WWE is doing. I don't know what possessed them to begin Black's second go-around in WWE with the fucking Miz. But here we are. So when everyone starts to ask, well, JD, why is Aleister Black not getting the reaction that he should be getting? I mean, he spent 5 years in AEW or whatever it was. How long did he spend in AEW? 3 years, 4 years? Why isn't he getting the reaction? He's an AEW guy, comes back to WWE, comes back home. They don't know who the fuck he is. He didn't do anything on the main roster to even develop a relationship with the audience. He had zero equity built up with the WWE audience. I mean, he was hidden away in a fucking broom closet for 8 months. And by the time they gave him something to work with, gone, goodbye, released. Then he took whatever they were doing and did it with AEW, and then they failed him. He's got no equity built up with this audience. The only audience that knows him is the AEW audience, because the AEW audience is the NXT Black and Gold audience. It's not a main roster audience. That's one. Another reason is you put him in a fucking program with the goddamn Miz. How do you expect me to get excited about that? So when Malakai or Aleister Black is on TV and he's wrestling The Miz, what do you want me to do with that? The Miz hasn't been relevant since 2016. Yet you want me to sit here and be excited about Aleister Black's WWE return against Mike Mizanin. Those are the facts, folks. Am I excited about a Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes match? Sure. Sign me up. Those guys could have a fight forever type of vibe. But to get us there, we wasted 2 weeks of Aleister Black's return on the fucking Miz. Yeah, I can't stand that. Another thing I didn't like about this match, why did The Miz have so much offense in this match? Like, legitimately, why did he have so much offense? Do you know how embarrassing it is? Malakai could end this guy in 3 seconds. Yeah, I gotta watch this and pretend that Mike Mizanin can take Aleister Black and go 10 minutes with him. Yet you want me to sit here and be like, oh man, I'm excited about Aleister Black's return, man. I can't wait. Fuck out of here, man. Miz slammed Black's head into the LED board and we go into a commercial break. Miz is still in control, coming back. He went for a springboard move. Black moved out of the way. Miz pushed Black to the outside. He then leapt at Black from the ring steps and landed a knee on Malakai. Back in the ring, Black went to, I keep calling him Malakai. Black went to work on the Miz. Body strikes, springboard moonsault, which is very vintage. Aleister Black, near fall. Miz came back and kicked Black's knee before hitting a DDT. Why is the Miz getting so much offense here? Miz hit the Miz kicks. Black laughed them off, as he should. He followed up with his spinning elbow, a knee to the jaw. Miz came back. He went for a skull-crushing finale. Black cartwheeled as Miz went down in the skull-crushing finale. He cartwheeled out of it. The live crowd actually enjoyed that. Big knee to Miz's face. Melo jumps on the apron. He threatens to get involved. Miz rolled up Black from behind off of the Melo distraction. Before he turned around, Black was already standing up. Black mass right to the face. Miz is knocked out. This was a much better Black mass than last week. 1, 2, 3. And Aleister Black beats the Miz in 10 fucking minutes. No, Cornell, this was not a good match. No, Cornell, no Miz match is a good match in 2025. I am not catering to this audience who wants me to say glowing things about the fucking Miz in 2025. We need to move on. No, it was not a good match. Aleister Black should have taken care of this in 90 seconds. Miz is not factoring into anything. Aleister will be. After the match, we got to stare down with Melo and Black face to face. That's what I'm excited for. That's what I'm excited for. We didn't need this to get to that. Just give me that. Santos Escobar. He was backstage talking to Rey Fenix in the locker room. Escobar said Phoenix disappointed him at WrestleMania because he lost to a clown in El Grande Americano. Escobar said Phoenix blew his chance in the biggest match of his life. And now that Rey Fenix is out with injury, Escobar wants to take his place. Phoenix cut Escobar off and told him to stay out of his business. Phoenix says there's only one luchador that he trusts, and it's not Santos Escobar. Phoenix said if Escobar is a problem, you'd see him in the ring later tonight. Yeah, there's only one other luchador he trusts, and that is his brother, Penta. The Lucha Brothers. Zelina Vega. She went one-on-one with Piper. This was actually better than Malakai's match. You want me to be honest with you? This was better than Aleister Black and The Miz. The crowd was more into this than they were Malakai. I keep calling him Malakai. Aleister. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period. Zelina had a better match than her husband did. Piper planted Vega face first. She then ran Vega's head into the bottom turnbuckle, and we go into a commercial break. The show came back, and Piper Niven had control. She spun Vega around in circles. She then lifted Vega, and Vega countered with a code breaker of sorts, I guess. Niven came right back, hits a slam, running senton for a 2. Piper Niven ran at Vega, but Vega moved and went to the top rope where Niven slapped Vega. Niven went for a superplex, but Vega worked out of it. Hits a Meteora on Piper Niven. She then tried for Code Red, and Piper Niven stopped it with a big boss man slam. Piper Niven ran at Vega. Vega moved. She then lifted Zelina, but it all resulted in a DDT from Vega. Vega went to the top rope. She hit a sloppy, or actually it wasn't a sloppy moonsault. It was a moonsault from the top rope. She did connect it with a near fall. She went for a Code Red again, but Piper Niven would not allow this to happen. Niven tried for a powerbomb that turned into Vega setting up a 619 situation. This was sloppy. The Hurricanrana from Vega to Piper, who then kind of fumbled into the ropes, looked very sloppy. Chelsea Green hopped up onto the apron, who was outside. She tried to stop Zelina, and Piper ran at Vega, but Vega moved. Niven ran into Chelsea. From there, Vega rolled up Piper for the 1-2-3. This was so much better than whatever Vega has done the last couple of weeks. So I got to give her some props. This was probably the best match that she's had in months. She's the United States champion. Hopefully she can keep that up. But Piper Niven is Piper Niven, and Piper Niven's fucking great. It's all about who your dance partner is. And Piper Niven is a damn good one. Nick Aldis. He was speaking with Solo and Jacob Fatu in the office. Solo said that Fatu was telling everyone they better stay out of his way. Aldis said at Backlash, Fatu will defend his United States Championship against Priest and Knight. I like it. Not only do we got the United States Championship heating up on Friday night, now we're getting another match added to Backlash to make it now 5 confirmed. And we're getting the United States Championship on that show. So not only do we have this match, which I'm not even done here yet. So right now it's a triple threat match. Fatu, Knight, and Priest. Solo said McIntyre is technically the number 1 contender after last week. I'm wondering why he mentioned that. It became very clear, very quickly, why he mentioned that. Well, McIntyre's the number 1 contender. Why isn't he in the match? Why isn't he getting the match? As if Solo and McIntyre are like working together, or he thinks McIntyre has a greater chance of taking the belt off of Fatu. Aldis said, Sikoa, you know what, Solo, you're right, because of what happened last week, I'm going to add McIntyre to this match as well, making it now from a triple threat into a fatal 4-way. So Fatu said he's all gas and no brakes. And he does the yada mean. You know? He does all that nonsense. Solo said Aldis was trying to screw over Fatu. Aldis looked at Solo and said, "No, Solo. It's actually you who is trying to screw over Jacob Fatu." Solo is trying his best to not be so obvious about what his intentions are. He wants to get that belt off of Jacob Fatu. He's jealous of Jacob Fatu. He wanted McIntyre as the number one contender for whatever reason. So now he just cost him a triple threat match, and now it's a fatal four-way. So I wonder if Solo's going to get involved at the pay-per-view. I love that this match is added to the pay-per-view. Yes, it's another multi-person match, but I'm not going to say anything because this match is probably going to be a banger. The multi-person matches that we got at WrestleMania, they were all bangers. So we got this match. McIntyre Fatu, Knight, Priest. Fatal four-way United States title. It's one. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. And we got John Cena versus Randy Orton. It's 5 matches. Backlash is not looking that terrible. I would absolutely add a 6th match and one more. That's it. This should be a 6-match show. I hope that they go and do that. Whether we get Tiffany Nia or something else that's happening on television, I think that could be a very good match card if they want. 6 matches. Randy Orton. He's out there. No John Cena. Orton said he knew they were already 2 hours into the show. Thanks for reminding me. But welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. Orton simply said, John Cena, and the crowd booed. Orton said, while the world couldn't see Cena, he could. He said it took about 20 years for everyone to realize what kind of man John is, but Orton knew from day one. We got Cena sucks chance in Des Moines, Iowa. Orton called Cena entitled and said Cena is the ultimate shiny new toy to be played with by the ultimate puppet master. Who exactly is that? Is it The Rock? Did John Cena sell his soul? Is he insinuating John Cena sold his soul to Puppet Master Dwayne? Or is it Hollywood that is now the puppet master for John Cena? Orton said Cena took advantage of the PG era. Orton said Cena was willing to be a real-life, walking, talking cartoon character. Meanwhile, Orton was true to who he was. Orton said Cena didn't care about the boys in the back or the fans. All Cena cared about is his bottom line. He said Cena only cares about the new merch Cena puts out all the time because all the kids always go and grab it up. Orton brought up the kids and again said the only thing Cena has raised is the price of his merchandise, which parents have to work a double to afford. Thank you for letting us know that your merchandise is much more expensive now in 2025 than it was simply a year ago. Orton said Cena has been selling his soul for 20 years. Well, that's the first mention of John Cena selling his soul in 8 weeks. It's amazing. Orton asked what happened to loyalty and respect when it comes to Cena. He recalled how Cena said he'd erase the Orton name from the pro wrestling business. He then got angry and said Cena will not do that over his dead freaking body. Orton said Cena is the latest legend that he will have to put down, and he will do so at Backlash in his hometown in front of his friends, his family, and his wife. Orton said he will punt kick Cena so hard in that Lego-shaped head of his that it will fly through the gateway arch. Orton said he will also drop Cena with an RKO and drop the microphone to end the segment. Remember what I said about Tiffany Stratton and her sounding robotic and sounding like an android, reading scripted lines? Do you know who doesn't? Someone like Randy Orton, who is as genuine could be. He sounds normal. He sounds like a normal human being out there. I enjoy this. I don't like that we don't have John Cena, but Randy Orton did a very admirable job of selling this 1 week before the pay-per-view next Saturday. There's nothing more he could do. John Cena will be on the show next week. I'm not sure if Orton will be there. I'm assuming he will be. It's the Friday before the show on Saturday. I don't really know where else they go here. I mean, they hit on all the spots. He mentioned that Cena sold his soul 20 years ago. You know, I kind of rolled my eyes at the merchandise line, and the family has to work a double to afford John Cena's t-shirts, to supply the kids with the t-shirts. It's great. Thank you for telling me how expensive your merchandise is. Thank you for telling me how much you have to work to afford one t-shirt. Appreciate that. Not really a good look in my eyes. But I'm worried about how this match comes out. Orton could say everything that Orton said could be fucking great. Everything Cena does and says could be great. When that bell rings on March 10th, I am genuinely concerned. I don't know what the match is going to look like. I mean, this is not fucking Gunther that Randy Orton's in the ring with in the final of the King of the Ring. This is John Cena. A 48-year-old John Cena who could not wrestle a decent match with Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania for 25 minutes. You want me to sit here and think that this match with Randy Orton is going to be any better than the one with Cody? Naomi was in her locker room with Nia Jax. Jax says that they'll need to be on the same page. So as long as whatever Naomi does, stay out of Jax's way and they'll be good. We go back to Randy Orton. He was shown walking backstage and ran into R-Truth. R-Truth said Orton has no chance at Backlash. Jimmy Uso stepped in and told Orton not to be too mad about Truth's prediction. Jimmy told Truth if he keeps talking like this, Orton will kick Truth's head off. Jimmy told Truth he needed to stop believing in John Cena. R-Truth then reiterated to Jimmy Uso, it's not what John Cena told me. John Cena said he's the last real WWE champion. And you need to respect that, and I believe that. I don't know what they're doing with R-Truth. It almost looks like it's either one of two things. R-Truth is going to follow in the footsteps of John Cena because he idolizes John Cena, or John Cena is going to beat the shit out of R-Truth and really get some more heel heat, which I'm surprised we haven't had that done already because everybody loves R-Truth. Very interesting aspect there. It's the second week in a row Jimmy and R-Truth had a backstage segment. Santos Escobar and Rey Fenix, one-on-one match. Rey Fenix got a abbreviated entrance. A very abbreviated entrance. Santos Escobar got an entrance, and he came out to the sound of silence. Aleister Black came out to silence. Santos Escobar came out to silence. I said on social media, does anybody else find this concerning that Santos and Aleister Black, Malakai Black, got zero reaction? Surprised Santos wasn't on the chopping block. I hope that doesn't happen. I think Santos is great. Right before the commercial break, Escobar, he's in the ring. Hit a dive through the ropes onto Phoenix. Go into a commercial break. Come back. Escobar still in control. Big splash onto Phoenix from the apron into the ring. He then stretched out Phoenix with an abdominal stretch. Escobar leapt at Phoenix in a corner. He moved. Phoenix hit a wild springboard top rope moonsault. Goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Phoenix followed up with a spinning kick for another close 3 count. 2.5. Phoenix took a knee from Escobar, popped right back up, kicked Escobar. Both guys were down to reset the match. At about the 10.5-minute mark, Phoenix jumped at Escobar. Escobar caught Phoenix, and the two fought in a corner until Phoenix came off the top rope and landed on Escobar's knee. Escobar then followed up with double knees in the corner, Meteora. Escobar lifted Phoenix, but Phoenix worked his way out of it and ran the top rope to kick Escobar's head. From there, Phoenix hit the top rope, Meteora, and Escobar is covered for the 1, 2, 3. I like that Rey Fenix is winning matches with a lot of different moves. I don't know if anybody noticed this. It's usually that amino kick that he does and that lucha muscle buster he does. And now he wins here with a top rope Meteora. I like the fact that they are giving Rey Fenix a repertoire of moves where a win could come out of anywhere with any one of these moves. Or if anybody picked up on that. But match goes 12 minutes. Very good match. Santos is fucking great. He just gets no reaction. There's no reason to care. Phoenix is great. Maybe Des Moines, Iowa is just fucking completely out of it. Maybe it's just Des Moines, Iowa. Maybe it's just a Des Moines, Iowa problem. Maybe they need to go drink some of Seth Rollins' coffee at his cafe. It's probably the only fucking thing to do in Iowa. Davenport, Iowa. Very good stuff. Escobar, after the match, was shown backstage yelling at Alberto. Jesus fucking Christ. Humberto, not Alberto. We don't want him. Humberto, an angel. Andrade walked in. Said he knows Escobar doesn't care about the Garzas. Andrade said he doesn't like Escobar and said Escobar doesn't have respect from Los Garza. Angel was taken away via Escobar. Berto stayed behind and shared a little stare with Andrade before he was also taken away by Santos. I don't know what's going on here. Now, the crowd was not fine, Chris Dubbs. The crowd was not fine. The crowd was operating at a maximum level of 100. This crowd operated at a 40. They were not fine. Could we see Andrade be leading the Legado del Fantasma boys, the Garzas? What does that mean for Santos? I don't know. Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill were talking backstage, and Byron Saxton, he walked on in. Party pooper. Stratton said Jax will have to learn that her title belongs to Tiffany. Cargill said she's focusing on Naomi, but next week, Cargill will take on Nia Jax in a #1 contenders match for Tiffany's World Championship. That scares me. We could be looking at another multi-person match for Backlash. John Cena announced for next week's show, LA Knight and Priest will team up against Fatu and Solo. And then Cargill will wrestle Nia for the #1 contendership for the women's, or the WWE Women's Championship. Main event. I didn't really care for this. I don't know how you guys felt about this. I just don't care. Naomi and Nia Jax against Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. We'll pick it up. Final commercial break of the night. Naomi kicked Cargill in the back, started talking shit to Jade. Jax tagged herself in and just kind of threw herself at Jade before knocking Tiffany off the apron. And we go into a commercial break. I don't know why this was the main event. I don't know why LA Knight and Damian Priest wasn't the main event. Nia Jax knocked Tiffany off the apron again as we come back from commercial break. Jade lifted Nia up for a body slam, but could not do it. So Nia tags in Naomi. Naomi goes after Jade. She beats Jade down. Naomi tried to tag in Nia. Cargill stopped her and planted her down. Nia eventually tags back in. Cargill kicked Nia and tagged Tiffany into the match. So Jade did nothing up until this point. So Tiffany's in. Knee right to Nia Jax's forehead. She did her gymnastics, fucking backflips, and the elbow in the corner. Stratton countered a Samoan drop into a crucifix bomb on Nia for 2. Tiffany went to the top. She might have been going for the prettiest moonsault ever, but Nia Jax cut her off. Drags her down, Samoan drop down on the champion. Naomi tagged herself in. After Nia hits a leg drop on Tiffany, Naomi and Nia argued. Naomi set up for a split-legged moonsault in the corner, but Tiffany got her knees up. That looked rough. Tiffy then tagged in Jade, who then went to work on Naomi. Cargill grabbed Naomi by the throat, chokeslammed her down. Nia broke up the pin attempt. Nia dragged Naomi to the corner and tagged herself back in. Nia starts beating down on Jade. Tiffany broke things up with a swanton on Nia. Naomi gets back in there. Tiffany and Naomi brawled into the corner. Nia squashed Tiffany, and Naomi pushed both of them out of the ring. Nia then hits a splash on Jade in the corner. Nia sets up for the Annihilator. Jade hopped up, hit a power bomb on Nia out of the corner, and that was enough for Jade to pin Nia. 1, 2, 3. After the match, the referee tried to give Tiffany her women's championship. Jade took it, held it, admired it, stroked it. The two then pulled at the title. Naomi attacked Cargill from behind. Naomi then held up the title. That is Tiffany's, as the baby faces were down with Naomi holding up the women's championship, posing to end the show. That's what it really should be at the pay-per-view. Naomi and Tiffany. I don't care about any of this. I don't. Naomi, I care about. Add Bianca to that, you got something cooking, because that's not done yet. But Nia, no. I have absolutely no interest in Nia and Tiffany. 0. Jade and Tiffany, no interest. 0 interest. Naomi is the one here. Naomi, Tiffany, that's the one that I care most about here. She's the most interesting out of all 3 of these ladies. I don't know what WWE's going to do next week. I mean, we could get another multi-person match at the pay-per-view. It could be Tiffany versus Jade versus Nia. It could be Tiffany, Jade, Nia, and Naomi in a fatal 4-way. We don't know. Wouldn't be surprised. The lack of creativity that comes off this show is staggering. SmackDown wasn't bad, man. I just find it to be, it's like Dynamite. We had some very good television matches tonight, but like Dynamite, man, I just struggle to emotionally care at all about what's going on. Plus, we had the releases, and a lot of people were talking about the releases. A lot of people were upset that the releases happened. You know, when something like that happens during this show, you know, how many people are looking at this show? How many people are enjoying the show, knowing that fucking 12 talents got released? Thank you guys very much for all of your supports. I hope you did enjoy the stream tonight. I hope you took something away from tonight's stream. If you guys did enjoy it, I would love a thumbs up. Make sure you guys get those thumbs up in. Try for 1,000 likes on tonight's stream. We got 943 likes. Get them on up. We need 57 more for 1,000. It helps me out tremendously in the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up on your way out. We had 3,400 people in here tonight, man. Thank you guys so much. Give yourself a round of applause. Tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout for your free sample. You guys know Blue Chew. We always talk about Blue Chew, man. We love Blue Chew over here. John Cena's on his retirement run, bro. He's leveled up now that he's a heel. How are you guys leveling up in the bedroom, man? You leveling up? Are you leveling up? I don't know. I don't hear you. Blue Chew is now offering a combo so strong, it's going to knock your socks off and your neighbor's socks off. You'll have to move towns with the amount of noise you'll be making. Blue Chew Max has arrived, and it combines the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable tablet. It acts fast, and it lasts long. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA, prepared and shipped directly to you. And all of this is just a few clicks away. You sign up at BlueChew.com, you consult with one of their online licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. No questions asked. And the best part, guys, it's all done online. No questions at the doctor's office. No awkward conversations. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. Nothing. All done online. You know, I drive the Dark Horse to the venue every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, man. You know, you talk about the horsepower in the Dark Horse, man. We're over 500 horsepower. You guys going to take that amount of horsepower into the bedroom? You can with Blue Chew Max. Make your life easier by getting like Juice Robinson, man. Rock hard. And discover your options at BlueChew.com. Special deal for all of our listeners right now. First month of Blue Chew Max free. When you use promo code JD at checkout, all you got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. And I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. I love this song. Let's get into your super chats and then get the hell out of here, man. I know YouTube has fucked things up, so let's get into the YouTube studio here and start with what we got for tonight. Let's see. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JDOTS, how is everyone? Let's go. Yeah. Gotta love it, Michael. DC with a $14 super chat. I started watching OTS after WrestleMania 31. If I told you back then Vince would be gone and Triple H took over, CM Punk returned, and Roman naturally turned babyface, not even being on TV, would you believe it? DC, absolutely fucking not, bro. Michael, this is for you, brother.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. DC, thank you, brother. Michael Krause, thank you. Joseph Hayes. Thank you, Joseph Hayes. He comes in with a $2 super chat. JD, are you going to pay $100 to text Mercedes? LOL. No. Bro, if you waste money for a $100 subscription to speak to Mercedes, you're a complete and utter fucking fool. You do realize that's not Mercedes texting you. She'll gladly take your money, but then she'll have some fucking fat slob, some overly looking fucking hairy looking degenerate who's like 5'1", wearing a backwards baseball cap, part of the Monet crew. He'll be the one texting you. Or it may be an AI bot for all we know. It may be a Mercedes AI bot texting you. She don't want to talk to you, bro. She'll gladly take your $100, though. By the way, creative input is creative control. Hope this helps. If anybody believes Mercedes doesn't have creative control, again, you're a complete fool. If you don't think that that woman has the power to say, no, I don't want to work with them, or Tony, I want to work with them, make it happen. You don't think that is happening backstage? Oh my God, man. How many other people are doing that? The whole Cope Open. That wasn't creative control? Jon Moxley, this entire thing is not creative control. I mean, you guys got to be fucking mental. No, they're not running the show. Tony signs off on everything. We're not stupid. He's dumb enough to say yes to most of this shit. It's creative control. Creative input equals creative control. I hope this helps.
JD from NY 206. Sean Ross Sapp debunked that, bro.
Sure. I could tell you the fucking sun is in the sky, and then you can argue with me, no, it's the fucking moon. No, guy, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't see no moon, I see the sun. These people will argue with you for the sake of arguing with you. Oh, no, that's not a Mustang outside. That's a Ford Kia. That's a Kia. That's a Honda Civic. No, guy. It's a Ford Mustang Coupe. What are you looking at? I mean, these people will just blatantly argue with you because they are addicted to arguing with you. They don't like to be wrong. They refuse to acknowledge that they are wrong and got anything wrong. She literally said it in the clip. I have creative control and I work closely with Tony Khan. What more do you need? What am I, deaf? Are you deaf? Did she just not say in the clip, creative control? People are dancing around the fact, oh, that's not what it means. She's in character. Oh, now she's in character because she's holding a TBS championship. Or half of the fucking virgins in the crowd holding replica championship belts in fucking character when they go to these shows. No, she's there as a spokesperson for the company. That's why she's holding the TBS championship. Who the fuck knows who she is without the TBS championship with the big AEW logo on it? Creative input equals creative control. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Gabriel, I know you won't agree nor admit you were wrong, JD. There's a difference between creative control and creative freedom. Mercedes has the latter. No, Gabriel, she has creative control, bro. She has creative control. Creative control comes in all forms. Creative input, creative freedom, creative control. If she is telling you what she wants and it's approved, she has creative control. She doesn't need to directly affect the end of a match or an outcome. If someone has a suggestion on how a movie scene should go, and that movie scene is altered in the final edit, and Steven Spielberg is responsible for producing and directing the movie, but this guy came out and said he thought that this would be better suited for this scene, and Spielberg changes it to what this guy said, and his name lands in the credits of the movie, isn't he a part of the movie? I think so, right? If your favorite baseball team and their head manager gets tossed out of the game for arguing balls and strikes with the umpire, and the pitching coach has to take over in the second inning because he got booted from the fucking game and now is watching the rest of the game in the clubhouse while the pitching coach is managing the rest of the game. Who's managing the game? Is the pitching coach not going to get credit for managing the game? Of course he is. He managed the game. Give me a fucking break. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. You look like a bunch of fucking retards. Every single one of you. Don't be mad at me, JD, says Gabriel Boss, but I did my research, and how you describe creative control is actually the definition of creative freedom. Fightful is right. No, they're not. No, they're not. Sorry, Gabriel. Boss Mo Jackson with a $4.99. I was blindsided by the release of Braun Strowman and Dakota Kai. Braun was just in a program with Jacob Fatu, just weird. But I get it. It happens every year. Boss Mo Jackson with a $4.99 also. I watch AEW and I feel like I'm watching wrestling at 100 miles an hour with no story or very little story. It just feels like wrestling without substance. Dynamite was not good on Wednesday. It was not good. Jay Everington with the $2 super chat. Less interesting, Zelina or Pretty Deadly? Can I take all three of them? Tony Brown with $4.99. Here's my attempt at a bad joke. A pair of jumper cables goes into a bar. Bartender looks up and says, "All right, don't y'all be starting nothing." It's a nice try, Tony. It's a nice try, bro. Surprised Tony Brown didn't mention anything about cake. Tribal Chief with the $2 super chat. JD, Jade can't wrestle, but damn, she's gorgeous, pal. Sure. M. James 2000 with a $2 super chat. Dakota and Cora was because they're injury prone. Maybe? Yeah. Yeah. Best in the world, Matt with a 2. Free Wardlow from Guantanamo Bay. He's locked up permanently, bro. I don't know if we'll ever see him again. Jake Moore with a $10 super chat. A weird criticism I've seen. A lot is that too many people released were LGBT. Newsflash. Wrestlers barely on TV get cut, and using someone's personal lifestyle to infer malice is a major cope and gross. Bro, these are people who genuinely seek validation because they hate their fucking life. They have no hobbies, they have no family, they have no friends, and they have absolutely nothing going on for them. So they create this fabrication in their own mind to make themselves feel validated by other faceless accounts that they've never met in real life before. No, WWE did not let these people go because they were a part of the LGBTQ community. No. That's ridiculous. Stop thinking with your feelings, man. This is a monetary business, a multi-billion-dollar business. They don't give a fuck about who you believe in, what you believe in, how you live your lifestyle, and who you are. They only care about where the next paycheck is coming from. Cut the shit. Hitman 600. Feel for those released, but no name on this list was a surprise. And can we please get rid of the women's tag belts? Yes, please. Please. Joker's Voice, thank you for the 100, bro. Enjoy your JMO and Ginger, man. Love it. Can't go wrong with a good old JMO and Ginger. Best in the world, Matt with a $5 super chat. Going along with what JD said tonight, see Matt Cardona's tweet that he posted today. Great rant as always, JD. Much love. OTS family. Thank you, brother. The Dark Paragon. If I'm Zoe or JC, I'm not picking up the phone. No. I'm surprised both of them are still there. Honestly. JC Jane is awful. I don't know what anyone sees in JC Jane. She is another one who has not progressed at all, man. MGM Bowling, $2. Cora goes All Elite and gets back with Vanilla Baby. No. No. She may land on Ring of Honor for all we know. Joker's voice with a 20. Raw Women's Division. Io, Rhea, Liv, Becky, Lyra. Now add Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. Due back from injury. Simply no room for Dakota with history of injuries. Raw Best Women's Division. It's pretty fucking good, bro. It's a great looking division. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with the $5 Super Chat. Dakota Kai is another Tegan Knox. Great talent with heavy injury prone. Yeah. I agree. Best in the World Matt with a $10 Super Chat. Just a thought here. Is Tony Khan rubbing his hands together at the thought of signing all the released female talent? After all, Mercedes needs more opponents to beat. Right, Tony? Honestly, bro, Shayna maybe. Shayna maybe. I can't see. Cora Jade I could see, and Dakota I could see. Honestly, I think Cora Jade would be best in Impact on TNA. Same thing with Gigi. Some of them will be going to AEW for sure. Johnny Boy with a 5. Ex-WWE stars will replenish TNA. Cora was seen several times on TNA. Chance and Carter on TNA will get me to view TNA like the Hardys. Bro, all of those women... AEW does not know how to book a women's division. If they all go to TNA, if TNA wants to sign some of these people, man, that division is going to be loaded. Cornell Bryant with a $9.99. I see Eddie going on a generational run in Hogan's new American Freestyle Wrestling promotion. Do you see others heading there also? Serious question, JD. I don't believe Bischoff and Hogan suckered another mark with money to fund another failing promotion. Yet he's got the balls to say that this is going to be just as big as the UFC. I mean, are you out of your fucking mind, bro? The fictional world that both of these guys live in, man. I don't know. Jedi Joker with it too. WWE has releases same week. LFG cuts talent. All a happenstance, bro. Ankle Break AJ 2 with a $10 Super Chat. Dumb outrage on social media talking about boycotting WWE. Well, if my small business closes tomorrow, are you going to tell customers not to shop anywhere else to support me? The community is brain rotten. Bro, there are so many accounts, even big accounts, that are just suffering from massive brain rot, bro. It cannot be reversed. This is why what we do here is special, man. I love when we absolutely anger people with the fucking truth. And the no filter, the no frills bullshit that you get from this show, man. Love it. I love that it makes people feel. I do. Solstice, thank you for the $100 Super Chat, brother. Appreciate you again. Best in the world, Matt, with a $50 mini bomb. Early prediction for Money in the Bank in June. CM Punk wins and then challenges John Cena at Saturday night's main event on July 12th, opposite AEW, all in Texas. If it happens, remember you heard it here first on OTS. I would not be surprised, Matt, if they book a major main event for that Saturday night's main event. That's legitimately going to be an all-day thing. Logan the Inspired with a $9.99. OTS for life, JD. I love asking you these stupid random questions. Destiny 3 and free ringside seats for you and 2 friends in WWE for life, and paid travel or Stephanie Vaquer. I'm taking Stephanie Vaquer. That's an easy one, Logan. That's way too easy of a question, bro. Telebo Swayze with a $4.99. One thing, JD, if I was one of those wrestlers that were listening to you tonight, I would have been fired up. That was like a pep talk. You the man. Bro, I don't know who listens to me, who doesn't listen to me, who likes me, who hates me, bro. I genuinely don't even care. I don't care, man. What I do here is very successful. I thank you guys every single day for the life that you've given me and the platform that you've given me. I genuinely don't care. If you don't like what I have to say, man, fuck off. Seriously. Don't care. Mr. Team Bringer with a 199. Do you think a heel Braun could have worked today? Sure. I do. Eric Newton. 33 months. Thank you, brother. Mr. Swifty. That's Mr. Swift 634 with a new membership. Thank you, Mr. Swift. Appreciate you, bro. Who else has a membership? Tell Osweza 18 months. Everybody on that list is better off now than before. Now they can thrive more to prove their worth. By the way, I'm looking forward to Evie in either TNA or DPW. Bro, she's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. I am not worried about that. Hardy Punk with 3 months. I blame Dwayne for off-season feeling more dull than usual. Fuck $99 Monet. Give me a triple thirst match between May, Vaquer, and Rhea. Yarmin. OTS Tribal Queen with 40 months. Why doesn't WWE just rename the U.S. title the Fatal 4-Way Championship at this point? Lazy. A lot of multi-person matches. Multi-person matches done in abundance is very just simplistic creative. It's lazy booking. I agree. Carlos with a 499. It's funny seeing after years of Ryan Satin being a WWE shill, now he's shilling AEW ever since leaving Fox. It's like he's begging TK for a job, man. Fuck Ryan Satin. What a fucking half-witted retard, bro. He said he thinks AEW would be cooler if the Young Bucks bring back being the elite. Bro, AEW would be just a little bit cooler if Ryan Satin wasn't fucking talking about or tweeting about AEW. Yes, because Ryan Satin, Sean Ross Sapp, and Dave Meltzer fucking glazing AEW is making it cool, right? Tony Brown with a 199. JD, you missed my 35-month chat. Brother, I don't see it here. I genuinely don't even see it here, brother. There it is. There it is. JD, I'd love to have a milk chocolate Jade, vanilla Tiffany, and a dark chocolate Naomi sundae. There's the Tony Brown we all love. And Kratos with 54 months. JD is king, and anyone who disagrees, kindly go elsewhere. OTS for life. Thank you, Kratos. I appreciate you, man. 54 months is a long fucking time, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you guys for a great stream. We had 3,400 people in here tonight, man. It's what I love to see. If you missed my Mercedes video, go check it out. It's a very colorful video today. So go check that out on the channel right now. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And again, go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it. If there's more news, I'll be back this weekend. More releases, I'll be back this weekend right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.